This is CG Ruthless Sports. I will be brutally honest. Ain't nothing but being brutally honest. Coming at you with another video. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome UTSA outside linebacker Charles Wiley. What's good, bro?
How you doing? Doing great.
Tell everybody where they can find you on social media platform.
My Instagram is Charles Wiley 2. I don't have anything else.
Oh, so just pretty much Instagram. But speaking of the NFL draft, man, reflect back into playing college football when you first came out of high school.
I was a pretty high-ranked recruit coming out of high school. My best friend, Kendarius Webster, ended up going to University of Mississippi, Ole Miss, and just having that close relationship with him. Him being able to go and do the things that he did, made a pretty good career out of himself at Ole Miss. Just the 2 years that he was there prior to me, I thought it would have been a great idea behind him. It worked out. It was good. While I was there, I felt like going through the process of college, I felt like after me graduating, I felt like it was time for me to take my talents to another school, and that's how I ended up at UTSA. Had a great career at UTSA, ended up winning the first championship at the university, and it's just been a great journey all over.
Yeah, man, it seems like you kind of went from Ole Miss from the beginning, and then you went transferred to UTSA. So, looking at UTSA, it's a pretty solid program, but what got you really interested of joining that program?
For me, it was a big thing was UTSA did not have a lot of football under their belt, as in, comparison to some schools that have been playing football for over 100 years at this point. It's only had 11 football seasons, and I just wanted some place that I could call home and a place that, I could actually help set some roots at. And I felt like that was a perfect opportunity for me to go to this school and show who I am and, be able to make history.
Yeah, speaking of somebody who actually played in the same college as you, he even talked about he wanted to be the first pioneer when it comes to playing at that program. So huge shout out to Spencer Buford, who actually shared the tweet, by the way.
That's my guy.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. So when I was watching a lot of your film, dude, I like how quick you're off the get off. But what's kind of been the most adjusting from going to Ole Miss to going to UTSA? What's the difference of the competition?
The SEC is very mano-a-mano lineup, and you just got to beat me. Conference USA and the players and the coaches, it's definitely, I'm not going to necessarily say it's faster, but there are a lot more keys that you have to key into because of motions and specific formations and techniques that I personally was not used to at first, and it definitely was a learning curve coming.
Okay, so yeah, it takes a little bit of a challenges, but what was your best overall game as a pro in college?
Ooh, I've had a few. The one that I can always think of off the top of my head, I had a 2.5 sack game against Kent State at Ole Miss. When I played FAU, I had 4.5 TFLs. I've had a few games. Those are like the two off the top of my head that I remember that I definitely dominated in from all 4 quarters and had a great game.
Oh, that's good, man. That's kind of a nice way to go. Like 2.5 sacks. That's pretty solid for your best performance. That speaks volume. And plus, you were getting your opportunity to be more of a starter, right?
That was definitely the time that I was making a transition from a good role player to an individual that the team count on. And I definitely think that was the game that was a turning point for me at Ole Miss.
Oh, okay. So speaking of an interesting question, huge shout out to Amin the Dream. He's asking a question to you. What was your favorite player and team growing up?
Ooh, growing James Harrison for sure. I remember when I was young and he ended up running back that, what was it, like 100-yard touchdown in the Super Bowl. And I was just like, who is this huge dude running faster than everybody that nobody can catch? And then I end up looking him up, seeing the things that he's done and just how relentless he was and just how, you know, he prevailed through everything. I mean, he didn't start a game till he was 29 years old. If that doesn't show you that, a not quit mentality can get you very far in life, that did. And that's what I try to live with, no doubt, just by everything that I do.
There's always hope. That's a good guy to look up to. I would have thought maybe you would look up to somebody like Joey Porter or somebody like that, but James Harrison's a good story because he was undrafted. It took him a while to play in the league until he was 29, like you said, but he was a late bloomer. And the intriguing part was the 100-yard touchdown return in the Super Bowl goes down as the best play in Super Bowl history for that guy.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's just a good guy to be able to look at, as far as just not to quit and just keep on prevailing and just keep, being a hardworking individual and, keeping your head down and just doing what you're supposed to do.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was surprised by that choice, but yeah, he was a really good player. So as far as like speaking of what he said, a favorite team you grew up watching, what was a team that you liked watching as a kid?
Honestly, I can't really say. I was more into like the players specifically. I never really had a specific team just because I was more into like breaking down film when I watched it, not necessarily like I was just always kind of like a nerd when it came to football, like looking at the teams and, oh, look at this stunt that they do, look at that what they're doing, look at how this player plays. So I can't really give you a specific team that I ever grew up watching.
Oh, okay, so specific like that, it's like you want to keep it low key and just say, you know what, whatever team picks me, I'm gonna be a fan of that team. Is that what you would put on your approach?
No, I mean that literally not really. Like for me, it's like you know, I just want to be able. I mean, regardless of where I go, what the situation may occur, I'm gonna work hard regardless of the situation. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do what I do. Make sure that I am hardworking, very dependable individual for whatever team that I end up going to.
Okay, I like the attitude. So, which player would you like to go up against if you got when you get to the NFL? Which player do you just want to look forward to?
Ooh, probably Big Trent. If it ever came to it, because I mean the dude's he's one of the best, if not he is the best. And just being able to go against an individual who's done the things that he's done, that'd be an honor to be able to, battle against him.
Oh yeah, Trent Williams a beast, man. That's a good challenging right there. That dude's one of the best at the position. But man, if you want to get that opportunity to play twice a year, you might need to go to the Rams or the Cardinals or Seattle or whatever team comes to mind. But hey, I like that little challenge that you put into. Yeah. So like I can't disagree on that, because Trent Williams is one of the best at the position, and you want to go against the best, and
Oh,
that speaks volume.
I'm never afraid of anything, not afraid of any situation, not afraid of, at the end of the day, most people bleed like I mean, people bleed like I bleed, people have to work like I work. At the end of the day, you just gonna have to show me that, you're gonna show me that you're better than me. And I make sure that no matter who I go against, the best or the worst, I'm gonna play you the same.
Yeah, I like the attitude. So what kind of films do you usually work on? Do you work on what you've been having weakness on that you want to improve your game on, or is it just some other type of stuff you look at?
No, I always try to improve on the things that I'm not good at. The things that individuals say that I need to work at. I take constructive criticism extremely well. I don't get upset about those things. I want to be able, I mean, I look at it like, why, if an individual's job is to tell me what I'm supposed to do better, why would I not listen to them?
Yeah, you got to take it into serious accountability to find ways to improve yourself. Was there like any other trains during this off season that you were working out with, or no?
No, I worked out at my school. I had to fix my own meals, had to get up myself. I had my strength and conditioning coach. He was the one that was putting everything together. Shout out Esteban. Just making sure every day I was working to my full potential and just allowing me to be the best that I could possibly be, leading up until pro day and also leading up until the draft.
Yeah, that's a good preparation. They actually do take more of the dieting seriously for athletes. What kind of balance do they usually give you for that dieting stuff?
Just the things that make sure that I'm, low sugar. Eat your greens. Make sure you have the proper proteins and the proper vitamins and minerals just throughout the day. Just emphasizing sleep and those type of things. But at the end of the day, I still had to go do those things myself. I had nobody watching me, harping over me, looking at what I'm eating. I had to wake up on my own. I mean, at the end of the day, he was going to train me, but I had to go to these workouts. I had to be eating the correct things. I had to be going to sleep on time, and I made sure that I did those things.
Oh, that's a good way to look at it that way. Yeah, you gotta be more take care of yourself. You got to be more trained on your own. Sometimes that's just how it is. But speaking of the COVID, like what was the challenging part when you came into college? Was it very difficult, challenging transition when you had to go through the COVID?
Yes, it was because I was still trying to figure out just where I was going to go, what I was going to do at the time. So uh, I couldn't go. Most parks were closed. Most training places were closed. Most gyms were closed. So it was extremely, that was probably the hardest part for me, was just trying to adjust to having to work out by myself and work out and find crafty ways to stay in shape. That was definitely a hard part, but yeah, it was definitely complicating and it was definitely hard.
Yeah, it was pretty hard for that time being because some people couldn't go to the gym and you had to do your own home gym and stuff like that. And I know it was probably a little hard for some athletes, like, but they had always had to do home gym or something like that.
Right. Yeah, most definitely that. The fear during the season of COVID, every time, we were taking 3, 4, 5 COVID tests a day, I mean a week, and going up and, you just scared, like, oh man, what if I get COVID? If I get COVID, I'm out for, possibly 2 games. And that was definitely a big fear going in every week. So, making sure that you're not taking any needed risk, I mean, unneeded risk and anything like that, so that you can be able to play the full season. I was thankful and blessed to not have to miss any of the season due to COVID, but it was definitely hard.
Yeah, it was very difficult challenge because you see a lot of these players go through the COVID test, and if they get positive, they miss significant time, and that's very challenging. Like you just said it, you said it pretty perfectly clear on that one.
There.
So speaking of like outside of football, what does Chuck like to do as a person outside of football?
The typical thing that everybody, a lot of people my age like to do. I play video games. I, like to read consistently. I like to, you know, I like nature walks. I love nature. I love to go walk on trails and those type of things. You can probably catch me being lazy with my cats. Typical thing, just like chilling and rocking out. That's it.
So do you like cats better than dogs?
Ooh, now I can't say that, but for me, being able to, I've been on trips and away for games, and as long as I leave the correct amount of food out, make sure that they're situated before I leave, I could leave them for you know few days and come back and they're looking at me like, "Hey man, where you been at?" Completely fine. Everything's good with them. You don't have to walk a cat. You don't have to do anything like that. Because sometimes after a hard workout, I'm not really trying to come home and, walk a dog around the block or go do prolonged things outside after I've been, working for hours and hours. So cats are definitely the move, in my opinion, if you're in college and you're an athlete.
They're more mellow and chill.
Mhm.
Dogs are more too aggressive and playful. But speaking of another good question, I like this question. Who was your dream player to play with?
My dream player to play with. Mhm. I'm gonna have to probably go Von Miller on that. Being on the opposite side of Von Miller, that would be amazing. That would be one of those things that I could say like that would be live to do.
Well, Buffalo, they might as well might be interested in you. They might need to consider you because if you learn from Von Miller, you're going to pick that knowledge and hey, you can benefit from learning from a guy like Von Miller. He's very athletic. he's pretty much a game changer at the position, and that would be kind of intriguing. Yeah, Von Miller is one of a kind. I could definitely see you want to play for a guy like him.
Definitely.
Oh, speaking of another good question. So, which team would you like to get drafted? That's another good question.
Mm. Mm. I mean, yeah, this is gonna sound so unoriginal, but yeah, I'm just kind of the person whoever gives me the opportunity. I can't really say I have a specific team because I just don't. I mean, whoever gives me the opportunity, whoever sees my talent, and whoever wants to pull the trigger on me, I'm gonna give you everything. So
Oh,
that
I can keep it low key. They ain't gonna say nothing about it.
I mean, I mean, that's really my answer. That's really how I feel about that.
Okay, I can respect that answer. That's definitely understandable. So besides playing football, when you were playing in high school or college, what other sports did you play?
That's it. Football full time.
Football full time.
Football full time.
So what encouraged you to play football as a kid? Like when did you started playing football?
Ooh, I was 8 years old. I was 8 years old, and it was just something that I just gravitated to. I was a larger kid. I was always fast. I was an aggressive kid, and it just felt like something that I just fell into, and I instantly loved the sport. Just being able to test your manhood against another person, and being able to go out, go hard day in and day out, and just looking at the grind that you put in and being able to see the results that you have over time, it's a great feeling. I've learned a lot of things from playing football on and off the field.
Oh, that's good, man. I guess that's something you were more committed to. But hey, have you ever played some offense before or not?
I ain't played offense since Little League. I'm running back at Little League. But other than that, nah.
Oh, okay, so you played running back in the little leagues. That's intriguing. Hey, at least you get a chance to show some of it. But yeah, linebacker or outside linebacker, that's a natural position. It's kind of exactly the way you're playing, like Von Miller is playing. Von Miller is an outside linebacker, definitely can cover. Maybe that's something of your traits that you do in college also.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Since I've been in college, I've played pretty much every position in a box. So I played middle linebacker, outside linebacker, true defensive end. I played three tech, nose guard. I played it all.
Wow, dude, that's the type of coaches like to have on the football team. Somebody who can play everywhere, and versatility is the most important key, especially the way the 49ers do it. They like guys with all versatility. If you're gonna play all spots of linebackers, that's the guy we look at. But have you ever had any backgrounds playing safety or no?
Oh, the best you. I mean, I'll drop in coverage and I'll be near them dropping in coverage, but to sit back and say like I played safety. Mm-mm.
Nah. Okay. So what is your favorite pass rush move?
You can never go wrong with a good speed to power. Speed to power, you can never go wrong with a good speed to power. You can never go wrong with a good speed rip on somebody. You can never go wrong with a good uh ghost move. Just those type of, just your moves that you're just gonna have to beat me on. You have to look me in my eyes and beat me when I.
Okay. So what defense do you fit better with, a 4-3 or 3-4?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I can play both of them. I believe that there would not be a drop off with any type of defense that I play in.
I like that answer. That means you're very versatile. You're very capable of play any spots when it's necessary. So, let me ask you something. So, when a team drafts you, what are they getting out of Charles Wiley as a football player on the field?
Extremely hard worker, an individual that is relentless day in and day out and never takes a day off, never takes a snap off. Extremely intelligent player and a player that is willing to do anything to help the team. Um, and just a leader that leads by example. I don't have to talk. I don't have to talk a lot. I don't have to be an individual that brings a team up and gives a huge speech. No, me, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna work hard consistently and do the things that I do. And I just want me doing those things to inspire other people to do the exact same thing.
Okay, that's pretty interesting, man. That's what I like about a player. When they draft you, you're gonna bring it. So, speaking of another good, interesting question, how much can you bench on the max and bench press?
I have maxed out at 500 pounds. I never went above that. No strength coach will let me go above that.
Wow, 500 pounds. That's a beast right there. I mean, especially like that, but you said they don't let you go over that, but you can max out 500 or more, right?
No, most definitely. Making sure, for me, it's just like a consistency thing. Like when I was a heavier player, I was able to get that, no doubt.
Okay, so you kind of dropped down some weight a little bit when you were playing college, right?
Most definitely.
So, like when I was looking back at your highlights, yeah, some of your plays were at Old Miss. That's where usually I find some of your highlight videos, but I haven't seen a lot of your UTSA videos. But I've seen very little of your Old Miss videos. What was it like playing with a guy like Sam Williams? If you had a chance to play with him.
Oh, that's my dog. It was great playing alongside him. We definitely made each other better consistently, day in and day out. And, we used to torment quarterbacks together and torment backfields together. We always played in the backfield, and it was just always great playing alongside dude.
Oh yeah, man, this guy's exceptional. I'm hearing his draft port kind of seems like 50-50, but I think he's very exceptionally fast, just like how you guys are.
Yep, me and Sam, boy, one of us blinks, the other one will beat you. So we had to bring our A game whenever we would be racing each other.
So did you ever get a chance to be a leader at UTSA or not really?
Most definitely. I ended up getting the single digit. I would have probably got it my first year here, but I came a little late because of COVID actually. So I ended up coming a little late. I was a single digit, which is voted on by your peers as well as the coaching staff. And I definitely was a team captain on the team and was consistently just trying to make sure I lead by example, like I said before.
Oh, that's cool, man. So speaking of what it was like, what was it like growing up in Atlanta?
I think it's just like typically like any other city. I actually live right outside of Atlanta in Stockbridge, Georgia. Same thing, you got your little league football leading up to your high school football and your big games that sell out. And, it's just like any other place. It was extremely fun. And, I had a lot of good times there.
Oh, that's cool, man. Like, yeah, it gets kind of like some people grow up from different perspective, but then some of them try to like go to a different, like they just go to college just to get away from the city, or they just try to do whatever they can.
I'm real big on, just going with the environment that I'm in. If I have to speed myself up to a big city, then I speed myself up to a big city. If I got to slow down because of a small town, I can slow down. It's just all about like, you just going with your environment.
Yeah, we go with the flow or go with the environment. But how do you like over there at UTSA, like San Antonio as a city in general?
I like it. It's a very interesting place. I honestly, even coming here, coming to the city, I wasn't really familiar with the area, but I definitely enjoy it. And when my parents came down for games and stuff, they were like, "Oh, this is an extremely nice place. It was a good place. It was very fun, and it's different, but it's different in a good way." And I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of fun stuff over there, and it's one of the seven biggest cities out there.
Now, I didn't know that either for a while until somebody told me that.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of good stuff over there. So I guess you go from a different city to a big city. But what was it like playing at Oxnard, Mississippi? Was it like a different environment, quiet environment, or what?
Oh, it's a small town. It's a small town. It's a college town. You get what you get. You're gonna have your fun. You're gonna understand. A lot of stuff revolves around the university. It's just like any other small town. You make what you want out of it. You can go and do the things that's around, or you can end up driving out. Memphis is an hour away, so whenever we wanted to get out of a small town environment, we would go to Memphis and just have fun.
Oh, that's cool, man. But so what was like the transition from going like from like when you were receiving scholarships? Before you were going to college, did you have any other scholarships for other top programs or not really?
Oh yeah, I did. I had Auburn, Alabama, Florida State. UGA. You can name it. I had it.
Okay, you just stuck with Old Miss, and then the opportunities just didn't present itself much for you at that point, right?
I ain't really gonna say that I ain't really gonna say that it didn't present itself. It was just, sometimes it's just time. Sometimes you just kind of look back at yourself and just say, like, it's just probably best for me to leave and, take my talent somewhere else. Look, I don't want anything but the best for University of Mississippi. I have no ill feelings, any ill will against them. Great university. I want all the dudes there, coaches and players included, to do great.
Oh yeah, you don't want to hold ill will with any other team in perspective. I mean, Old Miss gave you an opportunity, so the least you can do is be very thankful, which you've done, and you just wanted to do you. You know, I don't blame you. You want to get an opportunity to showcase what you're capable of, and that's what matters.
Most definitely. I definitely agree.
Yeah, and then speaking of like visits, have you visited with any other NFL teams during the combine or during your pro day?
I had a workout with the Falcons on Monday that went extremely well. I got very positive feedback from that. Um, my agent and I have been receiving calls from plenty of NFL teams just concerning, things that revolve around me, and just wanting to get to know me, and just leading up until the draft, and just trying to work things out. And I have more teams that are trying to set up interviews and also set up workouts.
Okay, yeah, that's what matters. Like, hey, the Falcons are definitely having some high interest in quite a few teams. Maybe you're moving up draft boards from what they're looking at. You know, like what was your best tested in the 40 time?
My best was so how it works is it goes off of just everybody compiling what their specific times were, and they just compile it and just get a middle ground of what everybody had. So I had times as fast as 4:45, and I've had teams go as slow as 4:52. So I was still in a very good range. I was still in a very elite range of speed, especially for my size. But my official time ended up being a 4:49.
Yeah, that's still fast. But as projected to the NFL, are you just more projected to play the Sam, the Mike, or the Will? What would you prefer to play if it was your decision?
I'm gonna be honest with you, like preference has never really been a thing for me. Like I just prefer to play football. That's how I feel. I just prefer to play football. Like wherever you need me to be, I'm gonna be there, and I'm gonna make sure I play it at a high level.
That's what matters, man. So I guess you look at it this way, like it doesn't matter where the coaches put you at. If they want you to play Sam, you're gonna go play Sam. But if they want you to go play the Mike, you're gonna go play the Mike, the Will. It don't matter. Maybe the outside edge too. Who knows?
Who knows? And I make sure, like I said, it's not gonna be a drop off, and I'm gonna make sure I do it to a high standard.
Oh, definitely, man. That's something I like about these players, man. With the good attitude right there. That's what we want as a player on the field. Is somebody who will do whatever it takes to help this team win. So, for encouraging for other college students, like why they should go to UTSA University.
UTSA allows for a player and an individual to be themselves, and the things that Coach Traylor preaches, he really lives it. When he tells you to work hard, he's also working hard himself. He also expects you to work hard. He expects the people beside you to work hard, and he allows for players to be themselves. He allows for players to express themselves in a positive manner, and the culture pillars that we have and we've instilled upon the team. We live those things. Physical toughness, perfect effort, all those type of things that a lot of teams say that they do. Every team says the same thing, but it's do you live those things day in and day out? And Coach Traylor makes sure that individuals on the team, coaching staff included, make sure that everybody lives by those things. And I think that that's a big thing that I'm not going to necessarily say missing from college football, but it definitely sometimes can be hard, going to a university and, seeing that those might not necessarily be the things that, you want.
Yeah. So it's opportunities, and plus smaller colleges, they always get underlooked, and that's what people look at. But yeah, that's something that should be encouraging. Like if it doesn't matter if you go to Alabama or Oklahoma or any other program, what matters is if you get your name out there in a small college, they'll look for you. The NFL will find you at some point.
Most definitely. And, just got to make sure that you are doing the things that you're supposed to do day in and day out, because, eventually, we're not with our parents anymore that can, look over our shoulders and make sure that we do everything you're supposed to. When you come in as an athlete, you're expected to do these things, and you're expected to be a grown up. You're expected to go to class. You're expected to, you know, get the rest that you're supposed to, eat the certain things that you're supposed to, be on time for the things that you're supposed to do. You know, it's hard for a lot of people, but I definitely think that UTSA allows for players to do those things and be good at it.
That's definitely a good sign right there. That's what matters. So, what's like your favorite food that you enjoy eating the most?
Ooh, favorite food. Hmm. I'm gonna be honest, I can never get tired of pizza.
Oh, I love pizza. That's something I enjoy. We got that in common for sure.
I can't never get tired of pizza, no doubt.
Oh man, yeah, I love pizza. Pepperoni? Do you like pepperoni, or what do you like? The combination, the meat?
I like, give me the just your regular pepperoni pizza. I go crazy on that for
I
sure.
like it. Good answer. I like that. Oh, here's a good question. Have you watched tape on first round prospect, highly rated Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon?
Oh, most definitely. Dude's a monster, no doubt. Like, dude, he's a relentless player and he plays extremely well. When he gets going, it's hard to beat him, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. Are you still in San Antonio? That's another good question.
Yeah, this is where I train at. This is where I, do the things I'm supposed to do to, in preparation. This is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, man. I like the logo, man. I see you and your boy having that hat and all the style, man. Does that make you kind of rock the city of San Antonio to the fullest?
Hey, man, this is, I helped put the map. I helped it out the best I could while I was at school here, and I got to rep it.
All right, man. That's cool, man. So yeah, like San Antonio's got some good culture, except for the Spurs. But do you watch any Spurs games or not?
I watch that. Yeah, of course. I gotta watch the Spurs. I'm here. I gotta watch them. Shout out to them. I gotta do. I love basketball. I love football. I'm gonna end up watching it. They around. I gotta watch it, and I'm gonna support regardless.
Oh, here's an interesting question, but I don't know if this would be something you want to answer. How often do you cheat days during your diet, or how often?
Mm, give or take, like Saturday. Saturday will be my cheat time. I try to make sure I don't go too crazy, but if I'm out and about doing what I do on my little off day on Saturday, if I see some ice cream, I'll grab it. If I see, a little greasy slice of pizza, I'll grab it. I'll make sure that just gotta make sure, throughout the week I burn those extra calories off.
Yeah, you can make up for those days. Just go hit the gym and burn the calories. That's all it is. But speaking of ice cream, what's your favorite ice cream?
Ooh, strawberry, no doubt.
I like the pecan praline, but still, I mean, ice cream is ice cream.
That's hard. That's my mama's favorite, actually.
Oh, huge shout out to your mom, by the way.
Shout out to her.
Oh, do you go to the fiascos in San Antonio or not?
Mm, sometimes the traffic can get a little crazy, so normally, nah, I don't. I don't really. I actually have like a big problem with being in the car, like in traffic too long. Like I get like really weirded out. So like, nah, if the traffic's too bad, I'm going home.
Do you enjoy the Mexican food a bit over there in San Antonio or not?
Definitely, gotta love it. I love. Hey, that's hard because this is a great place to be at if you like you like your Spanish food for sure.
Yeah, that's the best part about this culture. Coming from me as a Mexican, man, we all enjoy the Mexican food in some other ways, man. The food trucks, whatever they got out there, it's the best.
Definitely.
Yeah. So speaking of another, maybe I got a couple more questions, then we can definitely end on a high note, man. But so what's your overall goals as soon as you get drafted by an NFL team?
Just make my presence known as early as possible, however that may be, however the team wants me to be, however they want me to do it. Just make sure I make my presence, and just gain the trust of my teammates as early as possible. That's my goal.
Okay, so what's your advice for future NFL prospects for the near future of what they can learn from you as a player, like going into the draft?
No matter the circumstances, no matter what gets done in the process, just keep working hard and you will prevail through everything.
Okay, so here's one more question before we end it here. Do you have a game day ritual?
Game day ritual. Um, Pre-game, I will always run one lap around whatever field I'm on.
Okay, so you like to get that cardio and all that stuff, and yeah, get in better shape. Usually, you want to have your stamina and all that, and that's what make because it goes down for the game like 4 quarters. It goes longer than 60 minutes, and you got to have that stamina. And usually, sprinting a lot gives you more of that energy.
Most definitely. And sometimes, you just go out and you just want to be able to feel your environment. You don't want the first time for you to be on the opposite end zone that you're warming up from to be during the game. You just want to be able to feel, the presence of everything that you're doing.
Okay, so who is your favorite NFL quarterback? I guess as soon as they give me more extra questions, I guess we can go on a little more if you want.
Oh, yeah. Favorite. Mm. I've always been like, I ain't gonna lie to you, even throughout college and just going through his process, Lamar Jackson has just always been like a super cool dude to me. Like just looking at his process, just looking at, the trials and tribulations he had to go through as a quarterback and just seeing what he's done with that, it's amazing to see. So I probably had to go Lamar on that one.
Yeah, Lamar is just exceptional, like very athletic, and he can get away from the pocket. So it would be kind of intriguing. So, who would be that one player you want to sack coming into NFL? Would it be Lamar Jackson or somebody else that you want to make a sack on?
Ooh, it's gonna probably have to be Lamar because Lamar he's just a beast. Like his pocket presence is crazy. It's amazing. You being able to sack him is like that's a kudos to you for sure.
Yeah, before there was a Lamar Jackson, we had a Michael Vick. Man, that dude was exceptionally fun to watch.
Definitely. Growing up in Atlanta, that's all you used to see was a 7 jersey everywhere.
That was one of my other favorite players too, besides Tony Gonzalez. Outside of my favorite team was Michael Vick. Anytime you watch Michael Vick, it was exciting to watch.
No doubt.
Oh, here's a good one. What are your favorite cleats to wear on game day X color or depending on your mood or wear? Like what kind of cleats do you like wearing during the game days?
I'm a low top guy, but I always wear ankle braces, for me, because I always wear ankle braces. I'm not really a big tape guy. I always wear ankle braces. So low top, just a nice, solid low top pair that just matched what our jerseys was that week.
Okay. That's kind of like low key, you put tapes on, and that's what some players mostly do. Oh, so speaking of which coach would you like to play for? I'm pretty sure you got something in mind, or just keep it whoever drafts you, right?
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing for me. I just want to, whoever drafts me, I'm gonna make sure that I'm a student of the game for them, no doubt.
Yeah, without a doubt. So before we end this, I want to give you the introduction to the audience, and then you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my
Uh,
phone is about. I apologize.
that's okay. I guess we can give you the introduction before we end here.
Sounds good.
All right, I was going to give you the intro for your last introduction for the audience, and then you can just give the explanation to all 32 teams why they should draft you, and then we can end from here.
Sounds good.
I'm going to give you the solo, but got to get that light bright. All right, I got you in, man. I'm going to put you solo, and then you just give me the introduction, whatever you want, man. You're the champ.
For me, all 32 teams you're going to get a great player. You're going to get an individual who's going to work hard no matter what the circumstances is. You're going to get an individual who's going to, be a student of the game, somebody that's going to work day in and day out and be someone that's going to uplift the team regardless of how good or how bad anything is going, and I'm just going to be an individual that, just tries my absolute best all the time.
All right, man. That's a good answer. So appreciate you on the show, and I wish you the best luck on your draft journey, man. I'm definitely going to give you a shout out when you get drafted. I am definitely going to root for you.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime, bro. As always, Chuck Wiley and CG Ruthless Sports is out, and see you guys later.
See ya.